Okay. So why do we use this? Any idea? ICMP? Anyone? Okay. ICMP is used for the ping application, all right? So when you are pinging from one IP to another IP, it uses the ICMP protocol, right? And how about the DNS? Any idea what is the work of DNS? IP to domain. Okay. Okay. So what's the abbreviation here? Domain name system, all right? Domain name system, right? Okay. Right. So what it does, DNS actually converts your name to IP address and IP address to name, right? So let's see. So now, one more thing, what you need to understand here is, so every protocol has their own port number, right? SMTP uses port number 25, FTP uses port number 21, right? DNS uses port number 53. Okay, different protocols uses different ports. These are the fixed ports for this protocol. All right. So why do we need the protocol here? Why do we need the port number for the protocols? Right? So if you want to connect any specific application, right? If you're using any protocol, so the port number is actually making that connection, all right? Not the protocol. So if the protocol doesn't have port number, then it cannot make any connection with any application. Okay, so we need the ports here. So there are 65, more than 65,000 ports, all right, used in Windows or on internet to make the applications working. All right, fixed ports, and there will be a random port. These are the fixed ports, all right? These ports cannot be changed. So 53 is fixed port for the DNS. Okay, so what DNS is doing here? DNS is actually converting your name to IP address and IP address to name.
Name.
So for example, if I'm going here, google.com, so in background, what is happening? It is actually taking the IP address of this domain name, like phone book, right? Exactly. Okay, so if you go for NS lookup here now, so if you go to a website here, NS lookup, and check the Google DNS address here. You can check the Google DNS address. Go to google.com here. Google. So if I go to google.com here and find the DNS address here. Right? We can copy this. This is the IP address. So this domain is google.com is actually converted to this IP address. So if you copy this and paste it in the browser, it should open the google.com only. It will not open different website. Right? So that will open the google.com only. So now what happened? IP to name is converted. So this is completely handled by the DNS only. Clear or any doubts here? Neeraj, can you mute yourself? Neeraj, can you mute? Understood. Now coming back to our question, all right, how exactly the internet is working, all right. So now here what we have is we Neeraj, can you mute yourself?
Mute, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we understood that internet communication require the DNS to be working, all right? In case if the DNSs are not working, internet will not work here. Okay. So how exactly this internet is started? Any idea? Anyone knows from where it began? What is internet? Let's have this question here. What is internet? And When did this started? What is internet? See, there is a US Defense Ministry. Everyone knows this, right? Everyone knows this. US Defense Ministry. They have brought this internet actually. It's called ARPANET. So they have actually created this network using a TCP for their military communication. All right. But later what happened? It's got popular. Sorry, where it went. So later what happened? It's got popular and spreaded all over the world. All right. It was a small network initially used for the military communications only. All right. So it's called ARPANET. Before we call it as ARPANET. So now we have internet all over the world, right? So everyone has the internet nowadays, right? So do you know from where exactly you're getting this internet? Any idea? You get it from your ISP, right? Right? We get internet from our ISP. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? So Geo, we get internet from the
सत्ताईस थे
Geo, right? Sorry, Airtel, right? So these are what? ISP, internet service providers, right? Right. These are the internet service provider, ISP. So these are tier one ISP providers or tier two ISP providers or tier three ISP providers. Any idea? These are tier three ISP providers, right? So from where these Geo or Airtel ISP providers get the internet? Any idea? They'll get internet from the tier one providers. Now, who are the tier one providers? Tier one providers, ISP providers. So let's see. I mean, tier one ISP providers, who are there, right? Can see here. So these are the tier one ISP providers here. So if you scroll down, so you can count on, all right? So there are only 14, all right? One, two, three. Neeraj, again you have unmuted. All right. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So there are only 14 overall tier 1 ISP provider for globe, right? Complete all over the world. Only 14 are tier 1 ISP provider. So who is from India? From India, it is BSNL Tata Communication. If you see, if you see here, the fiber route for AT&T, that is 6,60,000. This is kilometers. So we have these much of long cable underground, all right, which is an internet fiber route, all right. So everyone has. Now if you see the fiber route for Tata Communication, it is 700,000. And this is only underground, right? So if you want to see undersea, I mean, there is different again. We have cables under sea also. So if you go to cable submarine, so you can see here cable submarine map, right? So if you go here, so if you see, this is undersea. Apart from for India, we have the fiber route from undersea only. We don't use the underground internet, right? So we use, I mean, the cables are coming from the undersea only here. Clear? Or any doubt how internet is working on your mobile phone or on your laptop, right? From where you are getting it, from where actually it is begin, and from where exactly uh, you are getting the internet, right? For example, if you're trying to open the google.com here now, if you're trying to open the google.com here, so we don't know, I mean, from which server you are connected. Maybe it's in Singapore, maybe it's in India, maybe it's in USA. So all over the world, we have the cables underground and undersea. All right. This is how the internet is working. Clear or any doubts here? Any questions related to internet, you can actually post me.
So these ISPs are interlinked, like one ISP is there, one
Yes,
ISP.
yes, exactly. All right. So Tata Communication is directly linked with the USA ISPs. All right. So whatever the data exchange happens between the ISP, it's free of cost them. All right. So they won't charge them. So for example, if any request from India is accessing a server from the USA directly, all right. So that charge will goes to you only directly, not for the Tata Communication from USA. Understood? So they exchange their data rates free of cost, but whatever we are actually having, that's paid, right? So we are not getting the internet free of cost. We pay bills. Now, what is that exactly? So, for example, if I am connecting to the internet, what is behind it actually? So how exactly? Because see, uh, one is the one what we have is the private IP, right? Private IPs, what we use, that is A class. A class, we studied in detail later on, um, but right now for this internet purpose, I am just briefly explaining you, all right? Private IP is A class, B class, and C class. Sorry. A, B, C, C class are the private IPs. These are the private IPs. But with the private IPs, we will not be able to connect to the internet, right? We need the public IP. And public IP address is not free, right? So how do you know what is your public IP? Say this, if I go to my command prompt here, right? If I go to my command prompt and see my IP address, all right? So if I go here, so this is my private IP, IPv4 address, right? But if I have only this IP address, I will not be able to connect to the internet. To connect internet, we need the public IP here, right? So let's check what is my public IP here. My IP address. So if you go to my IP address, you will get the IP address here, right? So, say, so IP address, the public IP address is provided by your ISP only. Then only you will have the internet. So this is my public IP, right? This is my IPv6 public IP, and this is my IPv4 public IP. Without this, we will not be able to connect to the internet. Right? Clear, or any doubts here? Required for the internet. Understood, right? Or any doubts? Okay, so let's take one simple networking concept. If you understood how internet is working, then we will go to the next topic, right? So next topic, what we have is live Cisco packet tracer demo, right? So live Cisco packet tracer demo, right? So I have already opened my packet tracer. So apart from packet tracer, anyone is using any other software, simulation software? Anyone else knows what is EVNG, what is PNet Lab? Anyone knows? These are the next generation simulation tools, all right? EVNG and the PNet Lab. Anyone familiar with these softwares, simulation softwares, EVNG? Reply me in yes or no, right? Who knows Cisco Packet Tracer? Say one. And who knows next generation simulation tools such as GNS3, EVNG, Peanut Lab? Say two. If you know both, say one, two. Go ahead. So only Cisco Packet Tracer. GNS3 Sharif. Okay. You know GNS3. Okay. Anyone knows EVNG or Peanut Lab? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, we know.
Okay.
EVG is packet tracer and one GNS, right?
Okay. So these are the next generation simulation. So we will be working on all the tools, all right? So we'll be working on EVNG or Peanut Lab, one next generation simulation tool, all right? And we will be working on Cisco Packet Tracer also. We will be 50% labs will be based on the Cisco Packet Tracer, and 50% labs will be based on the EVNG, all right? For example, so this lab, if you go, this is a 16 router lab, all right? Enterprise level lab we'll be doing. All right. So this lab, if you see, this is made in, we have to configure this lab in the Cisco Packet Tracer only. All right. So see, so this is 16 router packet tracer enterprise level lab, right? So this is done in the packet tracer, right? So there is one more lab, that is 3-tier architecture. So if you are doing in a 3-tier architecture, we will be doing it on the PNet lab or EVNG lab, right? So this is 3-tier architecture. So if we want to do this lab, we need to have the next generation simulation tools, right? So we'll be working on enterprise network as well as to understand all the concepts in details, all right? So we'll be doing small labs also using an simulation, packet tracer simulation. So you will get all the documentation and the class recordings, everything you will get it, all right, if you join. So if you go here, so you can see, I'll show you the CCNA labs here. So you will get all the documentation, how to do it step by step, all right? So CCNA labs. Yeah, so these are the documentation for the labs, right? So all the document you will get it. So what we will do, the process will be like, we'll be doing in a theory part to understand the concept, and same day we will be completing the practical. All right. So coming back to the packet tracer, okay. So packet tracer is again a network simulation tool, all right. So we can add multiple devices here. Like, I mean, we can add the routers, switches. So these are the routers available. So these are the routers available. Then these are the switches available. We have layer 3 switch, we have layer 2 switches. So we use different types of cables here, straight through, crossover, all right. Then we use the serial cables, all right. So we understand how exactly the Cisco packet tracer tool will work first. Then we will do the topology. All right. So this, I just wanted to show you the simple lab here. So for example, if you want to have these two computers needs to be communicated, what we will do, we will configure the IP address here, 192.168.10.1. Then we'll add the subnet mask and we'll close this. No need to save, it will automatically save. So we will go here and we'll add the second IP address 192.168.10.2 and close it. So now we have configured the IP address. Now let's check the communication. You can actually transfer the file from here to here. So if you see, this has been transferred successfully. You can see here. This is sent. All right. So now if you want to also ping and check, you can also check. So if you want to ping, you can ping here. Ping 192.168.10.2. So this will ping also. So this is a simple lab for the LAN network. This is a simple LAN network. All right. So let us understand one more concept in packet tracer so that you will have an idea what type of class you will be attending. All right, if you're learning in a CCNA, right? For example, if I'm taking in two switches here. So any idea what is STP? Any idea? Anyone knows what is STP? You can send me in chat. Anyone knows what is STP? Okay. Spanning tree protocol, right?
Right.
Spanning tree protocol. Okay. So what exactly it does? What is the work of spanning tree protocol? What is the work of spanning tree protocol?
To avoid
So,
the loops.
right.
Loop.
So it keeps network loop free, right? Anything else? So using spanning tree protocol, we will create multiple links here. What we'll do, we'll create multiple links to connect the devices. Similar multiple links. This is a layer 2 protocol, all right? So we will connect only multiple switches only. We will not connect any routers for, we will not configure the STP in routers. This is made for the layer 2 only, all right? Create multiple links. So let's see what happens, all right? So what I will do here, I will create two links here now. So if I go here, I'll create two links. So if I'm creating two links, if you see, it will only make one link appear now. So it will take some time, 50 to 60 seconds it will take, and it will make only one link up and one link will be down because your network should be loop free. So it will, if you're sending any data, for example, if you're connecting any PC here, this side and this side, and if you're sending any data, so what happens, it will use this active link, right? So this is your root bridge and this is root primary and this is your root secondary. So what happens, it uses this link. So if you see, the second link is down only, it's not up, right? So for example, if I am disconnecting this working link, I will disconnect again. If you see, if I am disconnecting this link, so again what happens, it is it's not actually turning green immediately. Again what happens, by default all the Cisco managed switches are having the STP configured. All right. What happens is in background, it is actually checking is there any link available. If it's available, it will decide what links needs to be make active. So now still it is checking. So it will take 50 to 60 seconds again to make it green. So now it's green. Correct? Understood, right? So I'll just connect one more link here. All right. So let's connect one more link. Right? Again, what happened? Again, the STP is running in the background. Again, it is checking. See? Again, it is checking. All three are orange. Again, it is checking for the loop, and it will make one link active after that. All right. So how to check that? So you can go to CLI here. So if you go to CLI here, enable config T show, sorry, do show. So let's exit from here. Okay. Show spanning tree summary. Right? So if I'm running this, so if you can see here, the spanning tree protocol by default it's running. I have not configured that, right? So it is making one link up by default. So it is running by default in the switches. Okay. So spanning tree is keeping the network loop free. Okay. For example, so there is another protocol. So after spanning tree, we have another protocol that is rapid spanning tree protocol. So this is faster. So if I am configuring this, so if I go to config T, okay, so I will add a spanning tree mode rapid PVST. I'll just make this switch as rapid PVST, and I'll go back here and I'll just make this switch also rapid spanning tree. I'll go to this switch, go to CLI, enable config T, spanning tree rapid spanning tree mode rapid PVST. All right. So what I have did is I have taken the latest protocol for the loop avoidance. Instead of using the STP, I am using the rapid PVST. Now what happens? See, the convergence is changed, right? So now what happens is, so if I'm deleting any of the, so this link is not active and this link is active now. So if I am deleting this active link, the link which is not active will turn green automatically and immediately. See, it's turned back to green immediately. It's not taken any 50-second or 60-second convergence time. Correct? So if I am connecting back another cable here, so see, it's taken very few seconds, right? So rapid PVST again, it works faster. The convergence compared to STP, rapid PVST have faster convergence. Also keeps the network loop free. Clear, right? Or any doubts? Any doubts, you can send me in chat. All right. Okay. So as far as the CCNA curriculum is concerned, all right. So if you go to the website, that is CCNA website, official website, okay. So we will follow the same curriculum, all right. So if I searching here, CCNA syllabus, and if I go here, you can also visit this website if you want to understand what will be the curriculum. So you can see here, this is the code, that is 203.1 version 1.1. All right. And these will be the major topics what we are going to cover under the CCNA, including the automation and programmability. So the cost for the global certification, it's $300. Exam duration is 120 minutes, right? So if you fail in the exam, typically available again in one more chance, that is 48 hours. All right. So if you see here, network fundamentals will be 20%, network access 20%, IP connectivity 25%, IP services 10%, security fundamentals 15%, automation and programmability is 10%. Correct? So these will be the curriculum exactly what we are going to follow in our training. All right. So if you expand this, you will get in details. So you can personally visit to this website and check what exactly is covered under 20% for network fundamentals, similarly for network access and IP connectivity and all other 6 modules. So if you expand this, you will understand what exactly will be the curriculum under that. So we will be covering all those things in the training. Any doubts still here? Sharif, what you said? Can you? I didn't understand that word. Sharif?
Yes, I said, can you re-explain what is spanning tree protocol?
Okay, so you didn't understood. What exactly you didn't understood? So you want me to
The
explain it once again?
yes, I just want to know what exactly is spanning tree protocol, and in real life, where can we implement it?
Okay.
STP.
Okay, so see, STP is a spanning tree protocol which keeps network loop free, all right? So if you have multiple links connected from one device to another device, all right? So by default, in all the Cisco switches, STP is configured. Whenever you are creating multiple links or connecting multiple cables on physical switches, it keeps one cable active and one cable inactive by default, all right? Because the data transfer from source to destination will follow only one link there. It will, so if there are two links, then the switches, what link needs to be followed? I mean, it's confusing, right? So to avoid that, it just keeps one link active. So even if you're adding 3 links here, it will keep only one link active only. All right. So it will keep only one link active. 2 links will be inactive again. So like that, up to 8 links you can add, right? Up to 8 links you can add, but it will keep only one link active. So if the active link is failing, then it will again run by default in the background and checks what is the available links. If there are 3, again it will make one active, and 2 again it will inactive. Clear? Clear
Yes,
or
very
still?
clear.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you. Well
Oh,
explained.
okay. Okay, clear on syllabus or any doubts? Okay, so apart from this, if you need, like if you're planning to give the global examination, all right, and need help on exam question and answer dumps, and you want to prepare and get ready for the exams for 200 301, I'm also going to help you on that, all right? So if you are actually willing to give the examinations, all right? So, but only that is after the training completion. All right. So I just wanted to show you the next generation simulation tools also. All right. So this is my EVNG that is running. All right. So, so let me check the IP address here. Okay, 211.27. So this is a next generation simulation tool, all right? So any firewall configuration today? You're asking today, Shrikant? Today it won't be any firewall session.
Sorry, not today. I
Yeah.
mean, in the sessions next further.
Yeah, in CCNA training, definitely we will be covering the basic understanding of the firewalls. All right. So that's what I'm coming to now, right? Okay, wait, I'll show you. So we will cover only the fundamentals of the firewalls, right? How to configure them, basic configurations, all right? So I'll log in here 192.168.211.27. So I have covered so far CCNA certification roadmap also, right? And I have covered some part of networking fundamentals and the Cisco packet tracer also. All right. So till in these topics, if you have any doubts, let me know. Any firewall, Gaurav, any firewall is fine. Whatever you say, we will actually cover that. Not individually, but majority. If you are joining and everyone is saying FortiGate, then we will cover FortiGate. Everyone is saying Palo Alto, then we'll cover Palo Alto. Right? Only the fundamentals. Admin. So I'll just create one lab here. So let's have some internet configuration lab today, right? So I'll just add here internet configuration lab. Right. So this is the next generation simulation, right? Eventing. So you can add the nodes here, right? So if you click on add node here, so you will get, for example, if I want to add the router here, we can type router. So you will get the routers here. So for example, I'll take this Cisco iOS router. So this is my R1, say, for example. I'll just add this router here. So I'll select 4 ports, all right, and I'll add this router. So this router is added, all right. So for example, if I want to add one PC here, like, so you can also add the Windows PC and also add the, for example, this is PC1, right? So I'll add this PC1 here. This is Windows PC. If you want to add the VPC, like small PC, right, it will consume less RAM and less space. So if you just want to check the ping activity, so you can add the VPC here. So you can also add the VPC this side. All right. And if you want to add the switch here, we can add one switch, all right? Because we want to connect 2 PCs from the router, so we'll add the switch here. So for switch IOL, Cisco IOL, and here we'll select one switch. Right. So layer 2 switch. So I'll just make this as SW1 and we'll change the icon for the switch here. We'll add the switch icon here. Let's take this icon and add the switch here. Okay, so now if I want to have the internet connection here, so what I will do, I will add the network, all right? So network, we will take the management cloud. So this is our ISP always. Management cloud will be our ISP. So this is our internet. So what I will do, this plug, what you see, you need to drag this and connect it to the switch. I'm just making a connection with the switch now. So I'll just connect this PC also switch, right? Then we will connect this to router. And after router, we will connect this router to the ISP, right? All right. So we will not be able to actually configure and see the internet right now because we need to configure a lot of things in case if the internet needs to be working. So I will be showing you single device, single node, how exactly we can configure it. Okay. So we will not be able to complete this demo right now. Okay. So we will just show you how to configure the how to turn on these devices first. Okay. So you can just right click and start. Okay. So I'll just start this. Okay, this is starting. PCs are not starting. Okay, it is started. Okay, so I will just start this also. Switch. The switch is also started. So I will start this router also. Right. So this router is also started. Okay, for example, if I want to configure the IP address for this switch, give me a moment. So I need to log in with HTML here. Just log out. Admin, Eve. Password will be Eve always. All right, and click on sign in. Right. So if I want to configure this, so I'll just click on this. So it will open like this. Right. So the PC has been started. So if I want to check the IP address of the show IP, so there is no IP address now. Okay. So if I want to assign the IP address to this VPC, then I will say IP 10.10.10.100/24. Okay. And I'll just give the gateway here 10.10.10.1. So it will check for the duplicate address in the network. All right. So now, if I go show IP, the IP address get assigned here, right? So whatever I have entered here, that IP has been assigned to this. So I'll just save this configuration. The configuration will be saved, right? Similarly, you can configure the switches also. The way we actually configure the switch in the packet tracer right now, similarly, you can configure the switches in this simulation tools also. Similarly, you can configure the router also. I'll just show you how to configure the router, all right? Because switch we have already seen how to configure. So it's booting up, it will take some time to boot. So if I say no, it will boot up. So it has been booted, all right? So let's configure it. So enable. So if I run, sorry, Some problem. Okay, so if I say enable, it's get enabled. Then config T, it's in the configuration mode. So for example, what we are using here right now, if you go to our topology, we have connected E1/0. Then we have connected E1/1, right? And here we need to check the port first, what ports we have. So first let's check what port names here. So I will run command do show IP interface brief. Do show IP interface brief. No need to write the complete command. You can write the short form, right? So you can see here. So if you see here, we have port fast Ethernet 0/0, then 1/0, 1/1, 1/2, 1/3. So if you see in our topology, we are using 1/0 and 1/1. So we will configure this port here. So 1/0 and 1/1. So I'll go to interface here. Interface Ethernet 1/0. So now if you see from config, I am in now config if. It means the interface is selected. Now I can assign the IP address to this. IP address, for example, I'm using an IP address that is 10.10.10.1 as we are using the gateway here. So let's see, for at least we can ping and check the gateway. All right. So we'll see 1/0. Yes, we can give the gateway here. 10.1 we will give it. So if we are giving the gateway, we can ping and check that. 10.1 255. Here we do not use the slash notation. That is CIDR format will not work here. So we have to give complete 255.255.255.0. Enter. So now the port is actually down. You can see the 1/0 port is down, right? So we need to make this up. So for that, we need to run command no shut. So now the interface is up. So you will get the message, right? See, change state to up, right? Similarly, I will configure the other interface here. So other interface is 1/1. So I'll go to interface here, 192.1.6, sorry, interface Ethernet 1/1, right? IP address. So I'll use the outside IP, right? So now we are at a WAN side here. This is connected to the internet, right? WAN side. This is our LAN side and this is our WAN side. So we need to use the WAN side IP. So we have that is 211.27 is my ISP IP address. For example, this is my public IP. Okay, so 211.100 I will use here. I will use IP that is outside IP. 192.168.168. 211.100 I use, right? 255, 255, 255.0. Bad mask. Okay. So 1, 2 is missing here. 55. Okay. So I will actively up the interface, no shut. So now both the interfaces are up, correct? So you'll get the message, right? So both the interfaces are up. So let's see what IP address we have configured, it's correct or not. First, we will verify that, all right? Do show IP interface brief. Okay. So 1/0, we have configured 10.10.10.1 and 1/1, we have configured 211.1. Both are up. Interfaces are up, correct? So now let's go to our VPC here in that case, all right? So let's see if we can actually ping the gateway, that is 10.10.1 is pinging or not. So let's ping that, all right? Ping 10.10.10.1. This is directly connected interface, right? So it's pinging. right? But from here, I will not be able to ping the Google DNS, right? We cannot ping the Google DNS here because we don't have routes. 8.8.8, if I'm pinging, it will not ping. See, destination host unreachable, right? Because the router doesn't have any route. This router doesn't have any route. So this router needs to have the route, right? To forward the packet to the internet. So your 8.8 is sitting behind after this ISP, right? Getting me? Or any doubts? Where is 8.8.8? 8.8 is after this, right?
So for 8.8, the gateway interface will be E1/1, right?
E1/1 will not be the gateway. Yeah, not gateway, outside interface. Gateway will be this one here. That is 211.2 will be gateway. For this, 211 will be gateway. 211.2 will be gateway.
That
Okay.
is which interface IP? E1/1.
E1/1 will have an public IP here, provided by the ISP. That public IP will be here, and it is connected to the internet gateway here. So after this, we have the Google, right? So if I'm pinging from 8.8.8, it is trying to go outside of this ISP, right? So when you have the internet connection, so when you get the internet connection at your home, what the ISP provider will do? ISP provider will bring one router and connect at your home, right? Then you can actually connect to google.com, right? Similarly, what we have here is the router, that is ISP router, and this is the gateway. So if you want to connect to internet, that is google.com, outside of this gateway, then we need to configure the route. What route we need to configure here? What route we need to configure here?
Default 0.
Sorry? Right? So what you said?
0 default route.
Default route. Why do we need the default route now? So tell me, why do we need the default route? What's the reason we need the default route here? Any idea? What's the reason we need the default route? Okay. So see, if I take this, so this is our gateway 192.168.211.2, what we have here, and this is 192.168, that is 211.100 I have configured. This is my public IP, right? Correct. Now this IP has 10.10.10.100. But what our communication is happening till here, 1/0, that is 10.10.10.1. Up to here I can communicate, but after this I cannot. So to have this communication working first, so for example, if I am going to the router here, okay. So if I'm going to the router here, let's go to the router first. And if I'm pinging from here, the ISP, that is 8.8.8, ping, sorry, do ping 8.8.8, right? If I'm pinging here, it will not ping, right? Because we do not have any route configured, right? We need the default route, correct? But why, my question is, why do we need the default route now here? Why do
So
we
that
need
we
the
can access the internet.
right? Okay. So here we have the 8.8.8.8, right? So to access the internet, we need the default route. But the reason behind what exactly? This is our default route. So why do we use the 00? First tell me. Why do we use the 00 here? What do you mean by
For
00?
like for anyone, right?
Right. So it means the any IP and any subnet. That's what we need the configuration on this R1. Right. Then only this R1 will have the internet. So we use any IP, any subnet because we will be visiting millions of websites, right? Millions of websites. We cannot manually add those IP address, right? So we need to allow everyone. So every website will have unique IP address. Every website will have unique IP. So it's not practically possible that we can actually add every IP address in the router and allow DNS to be working inside from my VPC or inside from my LAN. So what we will do, we will allow the complete IP address by configuring the default route. So let's configure and check first. We can actually go to the internet or not from here. So I'll just configure here IP route 0.0.0 0.0.0 and my gateway is 192.168.211.2 it is. Okay, so I just add this. So if I go to show IP route here, then I can see the default route, right? So default route is static configured. So now if I'm pinging from here to 8.8.8, it should work. Okay, so do ping, we need to use the do ping here, right? So it's working. So if you see 5 out of 5, 100%, and it's pinging from my router to ISP. Now to have the internet connection working here in this router, sorry, in this VPC, what are the things we need here? So for example, if I am going to this VPC now the error will change. If you see, if I'm pinging to this IP address 8.8.8, it should change the error now. Let's see. Yeah, it's pinging now. Right?
So you
From,
added that out, right?
yeah, I added the default route. Now it's pinging. 8.8.8.8 is pinging. Clear? Earlier it was destination unreachable. Right? Clear or any doubts? Clear or any doubts? Okay. So you understood how exactly we can actually configure the internet. So it's live internet, right? It's live internet actually. So in this type of simulation tools, you can actually see how exactly you can actually design your network and work around those networks. Uh, make make different kinds of topology, three-tier architecture, multiple branch communication like head office, branch office communication, right? All those things you can configure. Okay. So if you have any doubts, we can actually you can actually send me on chat. All right. Next thing what we have is the career opportunities in networking and cloud. So CCNA certification roadmap, if you see CCNA after CCNA is the associate level certification, right? So if you want to say CCNA is associate level certification. CCNA is Cisco Certified Network Associate it is. Associate, right? So after this we have professional, right? And after that we have the expert. There are three certifications: CCNA, professional, associate, professional, and expert. All right. First, like you cannot give the examination for professional or expert until and unless you clear CCNA here first. All right. So that's the one thing. And the job opportunities are lot more. All right. So like you have the network engineer, then you have network security engineer, So these will be initially the L1, right? Everything will be L1 here. Network administrator, we have different types of opportunities and designation. Network administration will be around L2, right? It will not be for L1, network administration. So here, so these opportunities will be there for you. So in case if you actually plan for the certification for CCNA, then if you want to make your career in cloud or cybersecurity, cloud and cybersecurity, you can actually pursue, all right? But foundational to go to cloud or cybersecurity, you need the CCNA certification. Either you need to have the CCNA certification or CompTIA N+. CompTIA N+, again, it's a similar certification, but the most popular certification is the CCNA for networking, right? And here, see, what you need to understand is nowadays the companies are looking for the multi-vendor engineers, all right? So it's not difficult, all right? Multi-vendor engineers means you should also know how the Aruba or Juniper routers and switches works, and along with the Cisco. So companies are looking for the multi-vendor support. All right. So it's not it's easy. All right. Once you learn the Cisco devices, you can actually easily have these Aruba and Juniper devices um, installed. All right. So it's not possible on the packet tracer. So you need to install it in the EVNG only. So here you can see there are a lot of devices. You can see Aruba. I have not added that, but you can actually download those images and add Aruba. Then you have Cisco. Then you have Juniper, uh, like Docker. Then you have Hawaii. Then we have Juniper. So all those. So the companies are looking for the multi-vendor. So if you have this EVNG set up properly, then you can actually practice it. But initially, we will go with the CCNA. So if you need help on studying the different devices like Aruba, Juniper also, then I can help you to set up that lab. But my 100% focus will be on CCNA only for the training. That you need to learn by yourself only. All right. Cisco, once you learn the Cisco, I mean, it's not difficult to configure the other vendor devices. So the companies are looking for the multi-vendor. And one more thing, what you need to understand here is that if you're learning the configuration of devices, that's not enough. Learning only configuration, it's not enough, right? So you need to learn how to troubleshoot, and how to optimize. If the network is slow, what are the steps you are going to take? how do you optimize your network? How do you make your network working all 24/7? Yes, MikroTik also available, right? So you can install that also.
So gateway IP will be always the exit interface, right?
Sorry?
Gateway IP will be the always exit interface, right?
Gateway IP address will be always exit interface.
Yeah.
No, gateway IP address is something that is provided by the ISP, all right? All right. So this is your engrace.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it is.
this is your egress and this is your engrace interface. All right. Means
Right.
this is your where the traffic is coming and this is where the traffic is going outside. All
For
right.
our gate, or like
Yeah.
from the LAN, so this will be the egress interface will be our gate, right?
Yeah. This will be egress and this will be engrace. This
No,
is the
gateway.
gateway will be here with the ISP router. The gateway will be with the ISP router, not with your internal router.
Okay, this is the internal node.
Yeah, this is the internal router. This is your WAN, all right? This is WAN and this is LAN only. Up to here, this is LAN only. This is WAN.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I was saying like troubleshooting and optimizing the network is very much required. And one more thing we need to add here, that is automation. Okay. So you need to learn the automation. So the companies are hiring who are actually have these skills, right? Troubleshooting, optimizing the network, automation, and worked on real scenarios. Real scenarios. Right, so all those things you will get in my training, all right? So like on working on enterprise architectures and also on a three-tier architectures, like half mesh or full mesh architectures. But we need to make our foundational better before we actually jump onto those labs, all right? So we need to understand the every concept, right? We need to understand how static routing is working, how dynamic routing is working, what are the protocols for the dynamic routing, how VLANs are working, all right? What is trunk port? What is STP? What is RSTP, right? So all those things needs to be understand as in fundamentals first before we actually do the high-end labs, all right? So any doubts still here? So I also want to know, like, I mean, how was the session and did you find did you learn anything today, anything new? Yeah, you can send me in chat. Okay, so give me a moment, all right? Right. If you have any questions, then actually we can have a question and answer session, all right? So next 15 minutes we can have a question and answer session. So if you want to ask any questions, you can ask. And after that we will end the class for today. So any question related to your personal career if you want, all right? Then you can ask, no problem. You can ask questions related to CCNA. So anything. You can, if you cannot unmute and speak, you can send me in chat. Okay, Anuj. Anyone else? Anyone else has any questions?
As of now, all
Yeah,
points are clear.
sorry?
You really explain well, honestly. I mean, as of now,
Yeah,
all what you have presented are very, very clear
okay, great.
and well understood.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I love the way you present.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you. No questions?
Hello, anyone query about fee and other?
Do you have any questions related to fees?
So class will be on weekend 2 hours, right?
No weekends. It will be on every day. Weekend will take longer than in that case. If you're doing on Saturday, Sundays, we have to do minimum 4 hours. So if you're ready, we can actually do it on 4 hours in that case. Because if you're taking only 1 hour or 2 hours on Saturdays and Sundays, then the training completion will require minimum 6 to 8 months. All right. Because the concepts we need to understand, learn, do the labs will take longer actually. All right. So every day, even if we are connecting 1.5 hour, that will be good, all right? So we can finish in maximum 45 to 50 days. So what is the suitable timing for all of you in case if you are connecting daily? What is the suitable time? Because I'll be available from morning 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. All right. And after that, I will be available only at 8:30. Right. 8:30 to 10:30. I can take the class, and in the morning, सुबह में अगर आपको करना है तो फिर हम we can do it 9:30 to 11:30 we can do it.
What will be your fees?
Fees, I think Uday will inform you about the fees. Let me check, all right? I'll just connect with him. So I just checked with Uday. He said he will share the fees details individually. All right. So maybe you can connect with Uday once the class is over, right? So you can check with him and he will actually let you know exactly what he'll receive. All right? So the classes will begin on 1st September, right? So you need to enroll before 1st September. You need to take admission before 1st September and it will be regular sessions only, right? So it's better we go for the regular sessions. Like from Monday to Friday we can make it. We will not take classes on Saturdays and Sundays, but Monday to Friday we should have class at least for 2 hours. Whatever the convenient time you have, right? So we can actually discuss that once again if you want, all right? Like I mean, I can give you 2 slots. That's what I can give you. 8:30 to 10:30 in the evening, and one more is like 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning. 8:30 to 10:30 either in the night or either in the morning you can take. So any of those you can actually select and we can schedule the class. All right. So Rizwan, so where are you from? Malaysia. Okay. So what's the time difference? Like if I'm connecting 8:30 p.m., so what's your time there? So I'm talking about the IST, all right? 8:30 p.m. IST or 8:30 a.m. IST. So if it's good, then you can actually take an admission. So that's what I'm saying. 8:30 p.m. IST or 8:30 a.m. IST. So you can check in Google, I mean, convert that time and check your timing, please. All right, anything else? Anyone actually joining outside India, you can convert that 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. in your time availability zone and check what is that time, and if you are actually comfortable with that time, you can actually take an admission for this batch, right? If you want different timings, then we can actually check on that. Then we can schedule your class individual if you want. Sharif, can you send your contact number? Sharif, are you available? Your contact number is not there with us. Sharif, I think he left. Okay, so we'll end the class in that case, all right, everyone. So, and I would like to see everyone on 1st September so that we can begin our networking journey, all right? Thank you. Thank you, everyone.